What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope we're all doing well. Let's start the MLB playoffs. National League Championship Series continued last night. Dodgers pick up another win. They defeat the Brewers 5-1 last night. They take both games in Milwaukee to start the series. They are up 2-0, heading to Game 3, which will take place in Los Angeles. So 2-0 going back home. Big win for the Dodgers. Get a great outing from Yoshino Yamamoto. Their starting pitch has been so good in this playoff series and throughout the entire postseason. This game started. The action started in the first inning. Jackson Chourio got the thing started for Milwaukee Brewers.
His third start of the postseason. And on the first pitch, Jackson Chourio sends one into deep right, and that one's going to fly out of here.
Unfortunately, all the offense the Brewers could muster, Dodgers would match with a home run of their own in the very next inning.
And a high fly ball into left field. That is way back there. And that is going to be a gone home run.
Powering fly ball for Teoscar Hernandez ties the game at 1 apiece. And then later in that inning, it was Andy Pages who comes through for the Dodgers.
Pages to right field. That is down fair into the corner. Kike Hernandez off to the races. Chourio gets it back to the infield, and Hernandez on his way. Throw to the plate, not in time.
RBI double for Andy Pages. Goes the other way with that fastball, turns into the corner in right field down the line, and scores Kike Hernandez. Thought there could be a little bit better relay for home. Kind of spiked into the ground, although it was on one hop to the catcher. But 2-1. And then Dodgers would open up a 5-1 lead, and then Yoshino Yamamoto would finish off a complete Game 3 hitter in the ninth inning for the Dodgers.
Here he comes, the 0-2. And a swing and a miss.
Great splitter to get the strikeout there. Complete game for Yoshino Yamamoto. Dodgers get 8 and then 9 innings out of their stars in these first two games. That was the first complete game by a Dodger starter in the playoffs since 2004. I can't remember the last time we had starters in back-to-back games for the same team go at least 8 innings. That's crazy. Game 1, Blake's now 8 scores, had just 1 hit and 10 strikeouts. Yamamoto, complete game for here, just the 1 run. Excellent starting pitching from the Dodgers. I mean, their strength has always been their rotation. Their rotation is so deep. Their bullpen this year has always kind of been just okay. It was really bad down the stretch. It has not been great in this playoffs, to be honest, but their rotation's been so good that it hasn't really mattered because their bullpen hasn't needed to get a lot of innings. Their stars pretty much every time out there are going 6, 7+ innings every single time. Haven't needed that many innings from the bullpen, so they haven't had to use, any their even middle of the road or depth guys. They've been able to get it, into the hands right away to Emmett Sheehan, Roki Sasaki, and Blake Treinen and Alex Faccia. And a guy like Treinen hasn't even been that reliable. One game against Philadelphia, I think it was game 2 against Philadelphia, he didn't look good. He got out of the jam and got the job done in game 1, but it wasn't pretty. Sasaki overall has been good. He didn't look good in game 1 against Milwaukee, but they've gotten the job done. They've yet to lose a game. They've only lost 1 game this playoffs. They swept Cincinnati. They 1-4 against Philadelphia. And now you're up 2-0 on the Brewers. I mean, look, people are like, oh, not the same team they were last year. Yeah, they had a rough stretch after that really hot start. They were 10 games under 500 for a 54-game stretch, but it's a team that they finished really well over the last month and a half or so. Were able to hang on and win their division. And they're too experienced. They have starting pitching, and they're 2 wins away from being back in the World Series. They go up 2-0 on the Milwaukee Brewers. Let's talk some football. College football AP top 25 rankings heading into, I believe it was week 8. Yeah, week 8 of the college football season. Ohio State remains at number 1 at 6-0. Miami is number 2. They've been a bit of a pleasant surprise. I thought they would regress a little bit with Cam Ward going to the NFL. Their top receiver, Xavier Yeshrepa, goes to the NFL. But obviously, you ought to get Carson back, who's played pretty well for them. And they're sitting at 5-0. At 3 is Indiana, the Indiana Hoosiers, with the 3rd best team in college football. Kudos to Kurt Signetti. There's a lot of rumors maybe he goes to Penn State. I don't think he leaves. He's done a great job in Indiana. They are 3rd in the country. Texas A&M is at 4th in the country now. Ole Miss drops down 1 to 5th. Alabama up to 6th in the country. They are the first 1-loss team we see in these rankings. At 7th is Texas Tech at 6-0. Eighth is Oregon. They dropped to eighth. You lost to Indiana this past week. You dropped to eighth in the country. That's their first loss of the year. Georgia is at ninth. LSU at 10th. Tennessee at 11th. Georgia Tech at 12th. They are the top ACC team besides Miami right now. You got Notre Dame at 13th. Oklahoma plummets to 14th after losing to Texas in the Red River rivalry. Texas coming in wasn't even ranked. They've also had a rough year after being ranked first in the country coming into the season. BYU is ranked 15th. So a Big 12 represent. I think that outside of Oregon, Ohio State, Oregon, the Big Ten is not their best team is BYU. 16th is Missouri. They dropped 2 spots after a tough loss to Alabama. Vanderbilt is 17th. They get back in the win column after a loss to Alabama the previous week. Virginia is at 18th. Their ACC team. South Florida is at 19th. Kudos to USF. They are now ranked 19th in the country. They had a big win last week. USC, welcome to the rankings. They shoot up to 20th in the country. They've played really well this year. Texas shoots back into the rankings. They are now 21st. Memphis up to 22nd. Utah is now ranked. They are ranked 23rd. Cincinnati sneaks into the rankings at 24th. And Nebraska is now ranked. Kudos to Matt Rule and Nebraska, was it the Cornhuskers, I believe it is over there. They are ranked 25th. And with that, let's continue with some college football. We got game picks day, starting with college football. We have 2 Friday night games this week. First one at 7 o'clock on ESPN is Louisville against number 2 Miami. I might take Miami. I think Louisville can keep this relatively close for a good amount of this game. I think Miami will pull away. They're a better team. They're playing really well. In the ACC matchup, I will take the Hurricanes to win that one. 8 o'clock on Fox. It's number 25, Nebraska against Minnesota. I'm going to take Nebraska in a Big Ten matchup. Nebraska's playing really well. Dylan Raiola, he's cringe if his Mahomes reenactment, whatever you want to call that. But he's got almost 1,600 yards passing, 16 touchdowns against 5 interceptions. He's playing really well. Give him Nebraska in that game. Into the Saturday slate, the noon slate. First game up on ABC. Number 10 LSU will play number 17 Vanderbilt. It should be a really good game. I'm going to take LSU. You suffered a bad loss, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Vanderbilt's playing really well. Only loss they have was to Alabama 2 weeks ago. They're playing some really good football. One of their best seasons in years. It is in Tennessee, so Vanderbilt is home. They are favored in this game at 2.5. I think LSU will pull this one out. But also at 12, we got number 12 Georgia Tech against Duke. I'm going to take Georgia Tech. I think this team is really good. Duke is favored. They are home. But I'm going to take Georgia Tech. I think they're really good. I think they're simply a better football team. I haven't hated what Manny Diaz has done with the Blue Devils, their football program, but I'm going to take Georgia Tech. Number 14, Oklahoma at South Carolina. They play at 12:45. Give me Oklahoma. South Carolina, 3-3. They've put a really hard schedule. They are a good team. John Mateer looked really bad last week. Texas defense is really good. It's been their offense that's been the problem. Maybe you could argue the coaching. Oklahoma, they've overall had a really good year. That is still a good team. I think Mateer bounces back and Oklahoma picks up a win. At 3:30, I got number 1 Ohio State against Wisconsin. Ohio State's going to win. Wisconsin sucks. They're really, really bad. They've been pretty bad for a while now. Ohio State should easily cruise in that game, remain undefeated. You got Michigan State against number 3, Indiana. Give me Indiana. Michigan State isn't great. A little better than they were last year, but still not very good. Indiana is rolling. They are a fantastic team. That kid Mendoza, he's playing really well. Throwing for over 1,400 yards, 17 touchdowns against 2 interceptions. Playing really well. Give me the Hoosiers. Number 4, Texas A&M against Arkansas. Give me an A&M. Arkansas isn't great. Maybe they keep it somewhat close early, but I think A&M will pull away sooner rather than later. Give me A&M to win that game. Number 5, Ole Miss against number 9, Georgia. This very well could be the game of the week. We do have a couple of really good games this slate. This should be a really exciting slate of college football, but I'm going to take Georgia. Ole Miss is playing really well. They have not lost yet. But Georgia's only loss was in overtime they beat Tennessee in overtime. The only loss was to Alabama, who kind of has their number. I'm going to take Georgia. I think they sneak by. 7.5. Almost could honestly, if you're betting, maybe even take the points. I think this should be a close game, but give me Georgia on this one. 4 o'clock, we got number 7 Texas Tech against Arizona State. Give me Texas Tech. I think Arizona State's a decent team. They just don't have enough of a passing offense, I don't think, to keep up with Texas Tech. Give me the Red Raiders. Number 22 Memphis against UAB. Give me Memphis. UAB is not very good. Good chance Memphis will be the group of 5 team in the college football playoff this year. They're a very good team this year. Give me Memphis. At 6:30, number 8 Oregon against Rutgers. Oregon's going to win by a lot. Rutgers, I mean, I like to root for my local teams in New York and New Jersey, even Connecticut, but Rutgers, they can't compete with Oregon. That's going to be a relatively ugly game. They aren't bad this year. They're 3-3. They're overmatched in the Big Ten. They have been for a long time, but give me Oregon to bounce back. Also at 6:30, on the CW network, Washington State is number 18 Virginia. Give me Virginia. Washington State is not very good. Give me the Cavaliers, who are playing some very good football right now. 7 o'clock, number 21 Texas against Kentucky. Give me Texas. Kentucky's running game might keep this game close early on, but I think Texas will pull away. The offense does not look very good. Arch Manning hasn't played great. Like the Longhorns pull this one out. 7:30, number 11 Tennessee is number 6 Alabama. Should be a really good game. Tennessee's played really well. Only loss was in overtime to Georgia, who's ranked 9th in the country. I'm gonna take Alabama though. Tennessee at times I think can be a little fraudulent. Last year you had that great year, ranked like 7th rate from the country last year, and you got the doors beat off you by Alabama in the first round, by Ohio State in the first round of the college football playoff. Also, you remember Tennessee a couple of years ago had that huge win over Alabama. This is going to be a great game, but it's in Alabama, so I'm going to take the Crimson Tide, who have won 5 are playing really well, to beat Tennessee. On NBC, we got number 20 USC against number 13 Notre Dame. This should be another really good game. Notre Dame cannot lose this game based off their 3rd loss. That's going to be it for them. If any chance they have making the country for the playoff, I think it would be completely dead in the water. I'm going to take USC, honestly. I should be taking Notre Dame. They're favored by 9.5. They're home. They have won 4 in a row. But they haven't played anybody very good. But first win, they did not even play that well. They just played a very bad opponent. The last game looked a little better. But USC's playing really well. And this is the Notre Dame thing to do. You come out in week 1, really bad loss. It's like, all right, shake it off. And in week 2, just another brutal loss, losing on a field goal. And then you win 4 in a row, and then you lose to USC at home to pretty much end your season in week 8. That'd be an interesting thing to do. So I'll take USC in an upset. Florida Atlantic against USF. I'm going to take USF. FIU isn't great. South Florida. It's going to be either them or Memphis for the group of 5 team. They're playing really well. Had a big win last week, put up 60-plus points on Friday night. Give me USF to win this game. 7:45, number 16 Missouri against Auburn. Give me Missouri. They're playing really well. Their coach, Eli Drinkowitz, there's all sorts of rumors he could go to Penn State. I don't think it happens. Auburn isn't a great team. Obviously, playing a very hard schedule, but I think Missouri is a better team. I think on the road, they do get it done. 8 o'clock, number 20 number Utah against number 15 BYU. Big Ten matchup. I'm going to take Utah. They're playing really well right now. BYU 6-0. These are 2 very good football teams, but I'm going to take Utah. I'm going to take the Utes in that one. And to finish off, number 24 Cincinnati against Oklahoma State. Give me Cincinnati. Oklahoma State is god-awful. Already fired Mike Gundy. Cincinnati wins that one. Let's talk NFL game picks. Let's get into it. Thursday night football. Steelers, Bengals. I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Bengals, they're playing really bad. They've lost 4 in a row. They really miss Joe Burrow. The offensive line is horrible. TJ Watt is going to kill Joe Flacco. Steelers are 4-1. Haven't looked that great, but they're winning games. Seems like a typical Steelers year to me. They win this game. The Bengals are hopeless. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we have another London game. Global Goodell loves those. Rams, Jaguars. Of course, Jaguars play at least once a year in London. Rams and Jaguars. I'm going to take the Rams in this one. I know Jacksonville is the most experienced team in London. They play relatively well there, and they are a relatively good team so far this year. But the Rams are great. I know they're missing Puka Nacua. I think Devontae Adams steps up. I think Kyron Williams steps up. I think Trevor Lawrence makes a mistake late. I think the Rams pull this one out. 1 o'clock slate. We got Saints and Bears. That's a game. I'm going to take the Bears. They're coming off a big win over Washington, where they win on the game-winning field goal and get revenge for last year when they lost on that brutal Hail Mary when Tyreek Stevenson started torching the crowd mid-play on the Hail Mary. I want to take the Bears. Saints are very bad. To be honest, Spencer Rattler is not the problem. He's actually played some good football. He hasn't, won you a game, but he also hasn't really lost you a game, if that makes any sense. The Bears, look, I don't think Caleb Williams is very good. You guys know that. But they're playing better football. The Saints suck. Give me the Bears at home. Dolphins, Browns, and probably the toilet bowl of the week. Yikes. Give me Cleveland. Miami is a joke right now. Tua is not playing well. He's not very good. Mike McDaniel looks just defeated. Tua's calling out guys for missing meetings in front of the cameras. I don't know what's going on there. Tyreek Hill's injured for the year. Their defense sucks. Cleveland isn't great either. Dylan Gabriel's been a mixed bag through 2 games, but they can run the football. Myles Garrett and company could get some stops on defense. Give me Cleveland to win that game. 1 o'clock, Patriots, Titans. Obviously, a homecoming game from Mike Vrabel. He's not going to be getting a tribute. Honestly, if I was Titans, I would have given him a tribute just so he can't use that as bulletin board material. You know he's going to. Patriots should win, no problem. I'm not going to lie, I would feel, honestly, worse if Brian Callahan was still the coach. At least now, no, he's gone. I heard it was getting really bad out there. Guys can breathe, maybe a breath of fresh air, if nothing else. That first game where the coach gets canned, a lot of times they do get sparked. But with Vrabel coming in there, this team is playing really well. Drake May's balling out. Tennessee can't score. Patriots are going to win this game. I don't think it'll be as bad as if they still have Brian Callahan. But they'll win by, I think, at least 10 points, the Patriots. Raiders, Chiefs, give me the Chiefs. They're playing a lot better now. Chiefs are starting to get their groove back together. Mahomes is playing really well. You get Rashee Rice back this week. The Raiders are terrible. You have a great running back in Genti, but the offensive line sucks. They can't stop anybody. Brock Bowers will not play in this game. Chiefs by a lot, especially in Kansas City. Eagles, Vikings. This is a big game. Eagles lost 2 in a row. They're struggling offensively a lot. Vikings come with a bye. They are 3-2. I'm going to take Philly in this game. Now, I'm still not sure who's starting for the Vikings, if it's Carson Wentz or if it's J.J. McCarthy, but I'm feeling it's going to be Carson Wentz. And if they get good quarterback play, they have a very, very solid roster, but I think the Eagles get back in the win column and pick up a win here. Panthers, Jets, Carolina. No hesitation. The Jets suck. Rico Dowdle has back-to-back 200-yard games. I think he has another big game. Bryce Young has been playing better. How their defense has looked a little bit better, Carolina. But the Jets' offense is a mess. Hoping they pound the rock a lot in this game. One, their quarterback is Justin Fields, and Carolina for the most part, the last year and a half, hasn't been able to stop the run, but they will, and the Panthers will win this game. 4-5 slate. We got Giants and Broncos. Give me the Broncos. Giants have looked a lot better since Jackson Dart took up the starting role. Taylor Skybalt's been running his ass off, but this is a tough game. Denver's playing well. They might have the best defense in football. At home, Denver's a tough place to play. It's the first time Darts has done that. It's probably going to be relatively cold. Or actually, no, it says 73 degrees. So maybe not so much. But maybe by the end of the game, could get a little chilly. Dark used to playing his college ball at Ole Miss, Mississippi, where it's a lot warmer. But that's something to talk about. Bo Nix hasn't played great this year, but Dobbins overall had a good year. Didn't look great last week in London against the Jets, but he has had a really good year. I think Denver picks up another win. We got Colts and Chargers. I'm going to take Indy. I think they're playing really well. Daniel Jones is playing well. Tavares ran his ass off. They haven't played a whole lot of teams. Their defense is okay. It's not bad. It's not great. Chargers just have so many injuries. They can't run the ball. Their top back is Hassan Haskins right now. Quentin Johnson might not play in this game. They have injuries on the offensive line. I love Herbert. I like the Chargers, but I think the Colts pick up another win. 425. Commanders and Cowboys. I'm going to take the Commanders. They're coming off a tough loss on the field goal. Should have won the game against Chicago. Dallas can't stop anybody. High-scoring game in the shootout. Give me the Commanders. 425 as well. Got Packers and the Arizona Cardinals. Give me the Packers. Arizona's a joke. I don't think Kyler Murray's playing in this game. I think it'll be Jacoby Brissett again. You know, they can't really run the ball very well with James Conner and Trey Benson both hurt. Defense just kind of eh. Packers looked a lot better last week coming off the bye after the tie to Dallas. And yeah, that tough loss to Cleveland. Packers get the job done. And then Sunday Night Football, Falcons and 49ers. Ever since that 30-zip loss to Carolina, Falcons have looked a lot better. They're playing better. 49ers are also playing really well. They're 4-3 despite all those injuries. But I'm going to take the Falcons. I think they're playing really good football. Bijan just had a huge game against the Bills. It's a huge confidence booster. Niners, I know they've been able to win games through injuries. Everyone's hurt. They just keep piling up. Now Fred Warner is done for the year. I'm not sure how many more hits they can take. I think Falcons win this game. And Monday Night Football, again, a doubleheader. Why the NFL keeps doing this, I don't know. Nobody likes it. And now this one, I'm not sure what's worse. When one starts at 7, one starts at 8, and they play simultaneously. Or one starts at 7, the other one starts at 10. So I have to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning to watch both games. I don't know which one's worse. But the first game should be a fantastic game. Potential game of the week. Bucks and Lions at 7 o'clock on ABC as well as ESPN. 2 elite teams, 2 of the best in the league. I'm going to take the Lions in this one. The Bucks are rolling. So many injuries, and they're still balling out. Baker Mayfield right now is my MVP. Over 1,500 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. Lions coming a little healthier. They are playing well. The offense overall has looked really good. They got some guys out on defense yet again. Terry Arnold's hurt. I'm not sure when he's coming back. He's going to be a while. He's their top corner. But the Bucs have so many guys out. Their top 3 receivers are now out. I don't think Abuka's playing this week. Bucky Irving is still out. Injuries on the offensive line. So many injuries. I think the Lions will nick the Bucs in this game. And 10 o'clock, Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks. Houston, the only 2 games they look good were against the god-awful Titans and the depleted Ravens defense. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. They're playing really well. That's a very good defense. Sam Darnold's playing really good football. That's a really good team. Texans, I think, are a major disappointment this year. They have maybe the worst offensive line in the league. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. Bills and Ravens are on bye this week. Take this thing home. I'm going to recap NXT from last night. A very exciting episode. We got Halloween Havoc around the corner in about a week and a half. We started off, it was a promo between Ricky Saints and then Trick Williams tuned in from the Jumbotron. Of course, Trick Williams just lost his TNA championship to Mike Santana. But now he's coming for Ricky Saints' NXT championship. He eventually tapped Ricky backstage. So it looks like we're going to get that Halloween Havoc. Should be a great match. That was a really good promo too from both parts, especially Ricky Saints. They both killed it. Then we had Matt Cardona. Of course, he's formerly known as Zack Ryder in WWE, Long Island Kid. Of course, married to, in real life, is married to Kelsey Green. He's in TNA now, and he had a match with Josh Briggs. Very good match. Briggs picks up the win. It was very cool to see Matt Cardona, though. First of all, he looks fantastic. Looks even better than he did, 15 years ago when he was in WWE. Looks great. That was overall a very good match. I really wish they played his old theme, but is what it is. Josh Briggs picks up the win. We had Dr. Wagner Jr. from AAA. He took on Lexus King, picks up the win in a really exciting match. And Ethan Page came out. And it ends up we're getting Dr. Wagner Jr. against Ethan Page we've got some sort of crazy stipulation for next week. It's basically anything goes. They called it something crazy. Day of the Dead, a Day of the Dead match. They think might be Halloween Havoc actually. That's gonna be a really good match. Well, I love Ethan Page. Oh my god, what a sign that was! His character is so good. Then Zarya against Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe picked up the win using her hair clip. While Soroka accidentally had the referee distracted. Afterwards, Soroka apologized and gave her spot in the Battle Royal, which later in the night. Then we had a tag match. It was Hank and Tank versus the Cullen against Chase U in a triple threat tag match. No contest. We had Bronco Nima and Lucian Price came back at the very end and attacked everybody. And then that set up a match for next week. It's going to be Hanging Taken against those two guys. And the Women's Battle Royal, the winner got became #1 contender for JC James Women's NXT Championship. And it was Tatum Paxley wins the Battle Royal. Great win for her. Very happy that she will be facing JC James for the title. That was NXT. That's all I got for you guys today. Till next time, so long. Have a great day.